The Lonely Unicorn. Penelope, a unicorn, traveled the vast desert terrain. She was so exhausted and thirsty. I feel I have to keep going. I just have to. Penelope hoped, wished, and dreamed of finding others like her. But Mama and Papa said they thought they were probably the last of their kind on earth because in the ancient times they hunted so many of them, believing that the rare unicorn horns could bring good fortune. I don't feel very lucky having a horn. She continued her trek in the hot, desolate, never-ending desert. I'm so thirsty and parched. My throat feels like I'm swallowing sand. But then mercifully, suddenly, the hot weather vanished like a magician's trick and was replaced with a large purple rain cloud above. There was a thunderstorm and strong wind. The rain poured down onto Penelope. Penelope lifted her snout and greedily drank the nice, cool, refreshing rainwater. She continued trotting and thinking, if only I can find someone somewhere. I want to be like everyone else. I want to belong. I want to have friends and family. I'm all alone. She walked and walked. Then she spied in the distance a group of wild free horses. Oh, finally, horses like me. The rain had suddenly stopped, but now she had a little energy. Kind of. They don't have a horn in the middle of their forehead, but I hope they can accept me. When the rain had ceased, she galloped as fast as she could. She felt excited, nervous, and anxious, and hopeful to meet the horses. What would she say to them? What would they say to her? At long last, she approached 3 horses near her. There were more horses in the distance. Hi, my name is Penelope, she said in a soft, quiet voice. Can we all be friends? She asked timidly with a trembling, soft voice. I've traveled so far, for so long. Yep, that'll be fine with me, said a beautiful black horse. My name is Countess. I named myself that because I count by stomping my hooves on the ground. And my name is Runner, said the handsome brown horse, because I run really fast, faster than most other horses. And my name is Intua, because I have intuition, said the lovely multicolored horse. She had large black spots on her white coat and looked like a giant Dalmatian. What is intuition? Asked Penelope, looking at her with big golden brown curious eyes. I don't know how it works for anyone else, but there is a thought, picture, or image that comes to me. I see things in my mind's eye. That's amazing, said Penelope. Yes, I predicted an earthquake about 5 years ago, Intua said. I told my clan that we should all go up to the mountains and hide in the cave. At first, the clan was afraid that rocks from the cave would tumble down on them and they would all be crushed or possibly trapped in the cave. But I told them that would not happen and that we would all be safe. When the trembling earth finally ceased, we would all emerge from the cave's mouth alive and unscathed. Wow, how incredible. How I wish I could have done that, she said, sadly shaking her head. Well, I once hid behind a tall, fat tree, said Intua. There were 2 campers sitting by their campfire, talking about all kinds of things, including ESP, extrasensory perception. But then one camper said to his buddy, I didn't need that when I met my one and only true love. I just had a gut feeling she'd be my soulmate for life. We are married and now have 5 children. Penelope started to cry silent tears that trickled down and slid off her snout like tiny raindrops. What is wrong, Penelope? They all asked. Concerned. Yeah, what gives? Asked a small brown chipmunk. Oh, I didn't notice you. I just scampered up here. My name is Nutella, like the snack. Some campers left behind a jar of that stuff, and I opened it up and licked that Nutella jar clean, said Nutella, licking her tiny paws. Yep, those humans leave behind some really good treasures, but sometimes they're careless and neglectful with their campfire, said Intua. So I told Runner to stomp out each campfire after they leave until all the embers have disappeared. What are you? Asked Nutella. I'm just a unicorn. I'm sorry that I cried in front of everyone. Don't fret it. We critters all have feelings. My only family, Mama and Papa, died in that earthquake 5 years ago. It was so bad that parts of the ground opened up like a big gaping hole. The earth opened up and my Mama and Papa fell into the ground. Then the ground shifted, closed, swallowing them up. There was nothing I could do, she heaved and cried. Now I walk alone. Well, you're part of the clan now. They accepted me, and I'm just a chipmunk. Well, now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. King, our leader of the clan, has to agree to let you be one of us. We will take you to see him now. We wish you luck, friend, Countess told her. Nutella approached Runner. Then Runner bowed down as low as he could, and Nutella scampered up his smooth back. Now, Runner, don't do any of your fancy horse racing because I will fall off your back, okay? I'll be very careful, little buddy. I will take it nice and slow. Thanks, Nutella smiled. Countess presented Penelope to their leader, King. King was a large black horse with large green emerald eyes and a crown on his head. King spoke in a thunderous, gruff, booming voice. What is this? What kind of a creature have you brought to me this time? I'm a unicorn, Penelope said in a weak, trembling little voice. You have a long horn on your forehead, the king said with disdain. I'm sorry. Well, do you at least have any talents? Can you do anything? I don't know, your majesty. We all have our functions, talents, or duties. We all pull our weight around here. Countess here can count, and she counts the days that turn into season. We allow Nutella here to stay with us because he not only gathers nuts for himself, but he also gathers small rocks for us so that Nutella can count the rocks every day. Countess lets us know when the icy cold, white, unforgiving snow shall fall from the sky, when food will be scarce, and when we need to find shelter. And Tua told us about the mountains, caves, and the earthquakes, and sometimes campfires. She helped to seek shelter. She saved the clan from that mighty earthquake when the ground trembled. Now Runner, he can run like the strongest wind. He is our fastest horse. When the humans approach wanting to capture and imprison us, Runner leads the packs in an orderly fashion, and we all run with him. I just don't know what I can do, said Penelope. I don't know how I can be useful and helpful to the clan. Well then, stranger, continue your journey and path. We cannot have you stay with us. This I decree. I'm so sorry, said Countess mournfully. Yeah, that sucks, sighed Runner. Then Intua spoke up. I believe our paths will meet again. You will not travel on your path alone, she told the lonely unicorn. Maybe King will change his mind, Nutella suggested. Penelope sadly shook her head, her big golden brown eyes flooding with tears. I wish we all could have been friends. Goodbye, she said, as she sadly walked away with her head hanging low. The king's rule is your law. I'll go now. They all saw Penelope walk away, and they all hung their heads low as well. Penelope traveled up to the mountain caves, and Tua told her to go there and wait. But what was she supposed to wait for? What could it be? She wondered. I'm different and useless. She entered the cool, large, wide, long cave, and then she cried herself to sleep, dreaming about a future with family, friends, and a home to finally belong to. The next morning, the strong sunshine rays poured into the mouth of the cave. Penelope awakened. It was hard to sleep with so much sunshine. Maybe I'll just go deeper into the cave and find some comfort in the darkness. I just want to sleep all day. I just don't want to think. But suddenly Nutella scampered into the caves, talking fast and chittering. Slow down, Nutella. I can barely understand what you're saying, Nutella said. Nutella said, get yourself together, girl, and stop feeling sorry for yourself. If you came to lecture me, you can just go away. I want to be alone, said Penelope. Listen to me, girl. Those humans, those two-leggeders, they captured the whole clan, even Runner and King. How can I possibly help them, said Penelope. I don't know, but we have to try. And Tua told me to come get you. Nutella rode on Penelope's back, and in the cool darkness of the night, with the silver shining stars above them, they heard the old gray owl and the large oak tree hooting. The night air had the aroma of honeysuckle and jasmine. The sky above Penelope was as dark as a black velvet. The silver stars blinked, winked, and twinkled at them. But the red-eyed moon above them, she superstitiously thought, was evil. Oh, bad luck, she thought. I hope not. Finally, they reached the human's farm. The silence was deafening, and they feared that at any given moment, they would be discovered as well. After all, what can a useless, unwanted, different creature like me possibly do? Penelope thought. But she would try to find her friend. Everyone was assuredly asleep. Let's be very quiet. We don't want to awaken the humans, she whispered. They went over to the large circular wooden corral. They were blanketed by the cover of the dark night sky. We're here, you guys. It's me, Penelope and Nutella, Penelope said in a soft, hushed whisper. Oh, Countess, cried, you found us. I knew you would. I had a feeling, Intua chimed in. Nutella told me where you were. Now let's try to figure out how I can help you escape.
Yep, Runner spoke up. I got the whole clan lined up ready for the run. They followed me. I'm the leader of the pack. No running in all kinds of directions, but I can't run forever. And those clever, sneaky, two-legged or humans, they have their folks hidden in all different places ahead of us. They planned it all. And when I was finally exhausted, all their hidden people waiting ahead of us captured us all. They were hiding behind big fat rocks, boulders. We were all tuckered out. They wore us down. I guess I'm not as fast as I thought. You are a fast runner. You really are. You could be in the horse races. You're plenty fast. Penelope told him. That's always been my fantasy, Runner proclaimed, sadly shaking his head from side to side. Even King got himself caught, and he's just been having a fit. He's so cantankerous and grouchy, he hasn't stopped complaining in a fortnight. But at least we're all treated well. Plenty of water, food. They brush our coats when we let them. They give us apples for snacks to munch on trees. But we just want to be free. Yes, we do, they all chimed in. Hush, you'll wake the humans. Enough talk, said Countess. We can all catch up later. We need to get out of here. But how? I have an idea, said Penelope. My long, slender unicorn horn that is thinner on the tip can probably lift the wooden latch on your corral. I think I can possibly free you. Let me try. So Penelope then jiggled and finally lifted the wooden latch of the corral. The wide gate swung open like a yawning mouth, and all the horses silently trotted out. Finally, all the horses were back on the grassy plains. I think I speak for all of us when I say we are so grateful to you, Intuit told her. Well, I can't take all the credit. Nutella came to my cave and told me where everyone was, said Penelope humbly. Anything for my buddy, said Nutella, but I was just following Intuit's instruction. Then King bellowed, you had indeed proven your worth. You may now join the clan if you wish. Thank you, your majesty, but I had a dream about my destiny is with the humans. Are you crazy? Those humans are our captors. I'm sorry, your majesty, but I have a feeling, not quite like Intula's or counting like Countess or even running as fast as Runner, but I feel I need to fulfill my own destiny, whatever that may be. I will miss you all, but we'll always be friends. Thank you again, King, for your offer. We will miss you too, Penelope. You better visit us, said Nutella. She will be back, Intua said. Just wait and see, I promise. Maybe I'm crazy coming back here. Why did I leave my friends, the horses, Penelope thought. But I still feel there's something I must do. I just wish I knew what that something is. Penelope slowly trotted back to the human's farm. She went inside the now large empty corral with the wide open gate. Penelope slept on the dirt ground, standing up because that is how horses and unicorns sleep. She waited the next day, feeling nervous but yet excited. She knew this is where she was supposed to be, but she didn't know why or how or when things would dramatically change. She felt that this would eventually be the key to helping herself and her horse friend. She awaited the oncoming morning. The next day, the human farmer came outside of his large farmhouse, running fast and anxious. He went inside the corral. What, how, who, why, when? He shouted while waving his fist in the air. What are you? How did all my horses get out? When did this happen? Did you do this somehow? He continued. I cared for all my creatures. Why did they leave me? I would have taken care of all of them forever. They would never have to worry about hunting for food, water, or shelter. The farmer was more sad than mad. His black and white sheepdog came up to him and licked his hand. That's okay, buddy. I'm not mad at you. Penelope then spoke up. The horses want to be free and wild, even if it is a hard life. Well, you can stay here if you want. Call me Farmer John. It's been so lonely since my wife Martha passed last spring. All I have now is my farm and critters. Penelope told Farmer John everything. Farmer John, do I have your permission to come and go freely, she asked. Yep, of course. But I wish, he said with pleading eyes, I wish you would stay, said the lonely farmer. I'll be back and I'll visit, and no matter what, I promise I'll always come and visit you. But I think I know now what I must do. My horse Intuit told me that you have a family. Yes, that is true. I have 3 very good sons, but they're very busy, and sometimes I feel so lonely and empty, especially without my good wife Martha. My 3 sons are a blessing. Joe, my firstborn, is an owner and works for the horse races. Henry is the owner of a circus, and Sam, my youngest son, works right here in our town. He's the town minister. I think I would love to work for this circus, and I know my friend Runner would love to be in the horse races, and I think Intua and Countess might want to join the circus. Also, like me, I want to be a star. I don't know exactly what or how I can do it, but I think it'd be exciting to find out. I think I just might be able to convince my horse friends that you are a good, kind human two-leggeter that can be trusted. Are you sure you don't want to just stay and be like my family? He asked again. I'm sorry, I have to decline, but I'm grateful to you, and like I said, I promise to visit no matter where I wind up. I need to fulfill my destiny. I believe my destiny is at your son Henry's circus. I'll make all the arrangements for you, said Farmer John. Thank you, Farmer John. You're free to go now, Penelope, he said. Penelope was now back with the horses. She told them all about her conversation with the good Farmer John. Runner was elated and excited. I don't believe it. My dream, my fantasy, my wish of finally being a racehorse may finally come true. He was dancing and prancing in a circle. If you accept the proposal, I sure do. Runner then started jumping and excitedly. And Tua was on board with the idea also. I could be at the circus and help both human and critters alike. I could be a fortune teller. Then Countess chimed in. I'll consider this, but no promises. Then she asked, we won't be forced. Can we come and go freely? Absolutely, for sure. This will totally be your free will and choice. It's all up to you, Penelope reassured her. 4 months later, Runner was trained as a racehorse. He became a multi-time winner. He had a true passion for racing. Countess did finally decide to join the circus and delighted children by counting a given number, whether it be their birthday, age, or a random number. She would happily stomp the given number with her hoofs on the dirt ground. She never missed, and the children just loved her and she loved them. They petted her and even rode on her back. I'm so happy here, said Countess. I think I'll stay. And Tua was a circus fortune teller and also decided to stay at the circus. She gave mystical fortunes to curious comers. They all had their own, and all the horses had their own large, comfortable tents and luxurious barns to sleep in. Penelope was a star attraction at the circus. Children would come up to her inside of her big, large, roomy tent. In front of Penelope was a large wooden table. On her table, there was a large glass jar filled with ink. On the far end of the table was a stack of blank art canvases. All the children would line up in front and then request a personalized painting of their choice. Penelope would then dip the tip of her unicorn horn into the large glass ink jar, then gingerly draw each picture, using her horn like a famous artist brush. The children cheered and gleefully clapped. However, one little boy started to cry. I wish I could draw. Don't cry, said Penelope sympathetically. Now you can. You can be anything you want to be, and I'll help you. On this table, there is also a magical pen for all of you children. Each one of you will receive a pen as a gift with your painting. The pen is a crystal glass dip ink pen that glows, and this pen will help you to slide and glow pictures across the paper or canvas. It'll help you paint. This is my present to all you children. Then they all got one, because magic truly does exist. 4 weeks later, Henry gave a huge circus party. Everyone was invited, humans and critters alike, including all the circus performers and animals. Runner also came to visit. They all gathered in a huge Jurassic tent. They all feasted on delectable foods of all kinds for both humans and animals that were served on large wooden tables on red checkered cloths. Runner trotted up to Penelope and said, I got something to tell you. Spill, said Penelope. What's up? She said with wide, curious eyes. Well, continued Runner, Farmer John is lonely no more. What happened? Penelope asked impatiently. He married the town seamstress. Really? Yes, and her name is Martha also. And they adopted Nutella. Nutella is so happy, just sitting on their couch in the living room watching TV and eating Nutellas and nuts. Believe it or not, King also decided to stay on the farm. He said he thinks it's a good retirement. No, yes, no, really? Really? Wow, I never would have believed it. Just then Henry walked over to Penelope. Excuse me, Runner, but can I borrow Penelope for a second? Penelope was very happy for her friends and herself, but there still were times when she felt a lonely emptiness in her. Sometimes she could not explain it. Henry invited Penelope to walk with him. I didn't want to interrupt your fun, but I think you'll like what I have to show you. I would like to introduce you to this handsome young fellow horse that I bought off some very nice good campers. Hi there, my name is Henry, said the handsome brown-haired horse. I always wanted to join the circus since I was a little colt. My camper is a good guy. He let me join the circus, but I promise I'll visit him. Does he put out campfires? Because that can be very dangerous and cause fires. Always, he's very good and careful about that. Well, what kind of act do you do, Peter? I'm a dancer. I've always wanted to be a dancer. Oh, how magnificent. Could you teach me how to dance? Sure can. Why don't you guys just go for a little trot? And so they did. I think you're so beautiful, Peter said. Geez, you're just so beautiful, he says, stomping his foot softly on the dirt ground. I love your rainbow hair, and you have such beautiful big green eyes, and your glittering horn is so gorgeous. Thank you, said Penelope shyly. Penelope and Peter fell in love, and 2 years later, Farmer John's son, the town minister, married them. At the wedding ceremony, Preacher John declared, all of God's creatures deserve our love and blessing. Penelope wore a beautiful wedding rainbow-colored bouquet of flowers on her back that the seamstress Martha had made for her. 4 years later, Peter and Penelope had 4 children, 2 colts and 2 unicorn daughters. Penelope thought to herself, Intua told me to be true to myself, to follow my path, and Attila always encouraged me when I felt so discouraged. I felt so lost, lonely, and like a failure, but now I feel so fulfilled. I have my circus, friends, family, and Peter. He really is my friend, my husband, my soulmate. I have my children. I'm so happy. This is my place. This is my home. Penelope was so happy, and she was no longer a lonely unicorn.